No,
That story, Billy, that about him drinking himself to death. Now, you didn't think that was so, did you?
no. Where did you get a hold of that now, or that he drank himself to death?
Well, I didn't actually. What I did, so that's what somebody mentioned to me one time. They said, "Oh, Larry Gorman drank himself to death." I said, "Oh, well, you take everything. When people tell you things like that, somebody told me that, and I said I didn't say to them, "Oh no, not Larry." I said, "Oh, that's so." Now, do you know anything about it, or can you deny it?
No, that isn't so.
Isn't so?
That is not to my knowledge, because I knew Larry about worked around the same place he did for as much as 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I was younger then, and I was around at most of the places.
Mm-hmm.
And I never saw Larry take a drink in my life. He might have, but and I never knew him to drink.
Uh-huh.
And he wasn't a charity case when he died. He was living in South Brewer then, and just took sick.
Uh-huh.
And
Now, do you remember where he was living when he died? Now, that would be it. Now, I can. Maybe
no, I wouldn't know the street he lived on. It was in South Brewer, but
Now, he did live for a while on Hardy Street. And I know the last address I could find for him was 7 Hardy Street.
yeah.
Evidently, that's a house. They say that it's now owned by the woman who lives there now. Said, old John Brown might know him, might own that property. And that was all she'd tell me. Now, before that, he lived down on DeRusha Lane.
Yeah, that's in South Brewer. I think that's the last place he lived, wasn't it?
Now,
As far as I know, that's the last place he lived, is up on Rushy Lane. I think that's where he died.
have you been down there recently in that area?
No,
Say within the last 4 or 5 years?
not much, not much.
Would you know if the house that Larry lived in was still standing down there?
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't know that. I really never was to his house. My acquaintance with him was right on the job, and was so. No, I couldn't tell you.
And what was the general opinion of him down there? I mean, as far as you can remember, I mean.
He was just a joke,
Uh-huh.
just a kind of a joke. Everybody would. Some fella'd get a hold of a piece of poetry he wrote, and he'd show it around, and they'd laugh about it and say, "An awful man. You better be careful if you got anything, any news about anybody that's not so good as it might be. Don't tell Larry Gorman, because he'd be sure to make a piece about it." But that's